no sooner did I shut down the studio than the new trailer for Doctor Strange dropped. And even though it's 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I had to fire everything back up and give you my opinions on this trailer. So let's just get into it. When I first found out that Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be playing Doctor Strange, I wasn't all that thrilled because I wasn't familiar with his work. Then I saw the first episode of Sherlock, first season, ate that shit up. I was like, he can play whatever he wants to. When that first EW cover came out with Cumberbatch on the cover in the costume, I was like, that's Doctor Strange. They had to look down. Then they revealed some more photos where we saw Doctor Strange jumping in the street with Baron Mordo and a couple other cats, and it looked a little odd. I started to get a little wary. I thought the costumes looked like something you'd see out of Game of Thrones or a medieval Renaissance fair or something like that. But I was like, you know what? I think around that time the Sherlock special came out. I saw that and I was like, okay, everything's gonna be cool. My man, he's got it on lock. I know he's gonna nail it. So then I saw the trailer, and while there wasn't that much to see in terms of the character of Doctor Strange, they do give us an idea as to how Benedict Cumberbatch is going to look and sound, how he is going to possibly portray Stephen Strange. And from the visuals that I saw, it looks like the origin story is going to stay pretty close to the comic, except for one particular area that, I'm not going to lie to you, really pisses me the off. For all the people out there who were really upset maybe a few weeks ago, a month ago, at the actor that was chosen to play Danny Rand on the upcoming Netflix series. For all those people that were upset about that, where are you in terms of what I saw with Tilda Swinton, a white female, playing the Ancient One? Now, as we all know, or well, I assume we all know, as comic book lovers, at least, and I am the least of probably all you people out there who know and read and live comics. I'm kind of older, so I have other responsibilities. I can't spend $4.99 on a comic book anymore. But I remember reading Doctor Strange. I read his origin story, that was Stan Lee and Steve Ditko produced the first comic book with Doctor Strange in it. I read it in my classic trade paperback, Origins of Marvel Comics, I believe. So I'm thinking if I read it, I'm sure many people have read it and many people are familiar with the Doctor Strange story. So my question is, where is the outrage that the Ancient One, who was depicted in the origin story as an Asian male, an elderly Asian male, where's the outrage that this character is being portrayed by a white female? I am as progressive as they come. I understand the need or the desire to create parity in Hollywood, in media, in entertainment, in pop culture. I have no problem with that. Any of you who know me can attest to, first and foremost, I believe in staying true to the source material. If we want to create this equity and parity, it's all about creating new characters or investing in characters that exist and identifying those characters properly with the proper actors or actresses. Trying to create equality by gender bending or race bending, I think, is flat out bullshit. Now, I will admit some of the swapping of gender or race with actor versus character has provided me with some entertainment in terms of like The Flash, I'd say Supergirl to a certain degree, with Daredevil, with the Ben Urich character. But when we talk about the Ancient One, a character who is steeped in the Eastern Asian mystic arts, the fictitious mystical arts, I will concede, I think is an absolute travesty. I knew it was going to happen. I've known all the while that Tilda Swinton was going to be portraying this character. I guess I just did not want to believe it. I guess the geek inside of me was hoping that at the last minute, George Takei's agent would broker a fantastic deal, and he would be playing the Ancient One as he should be. There's no better emissary of geekdom for an Asian character than George Takei. But no. So is this the way we're going to create diversity in Hollywood? We're going to be politically correct and do some of the most ridiculous casting that I've ever seen? If you don't have a problem with this scenario, let me ask you, did you have a problem with Gods of Egypt? Did you have a problem with that piece of shit movie that Ridley Scott put out, what was it, about a year ago? Did you have a problem with Hawkman, an Egyptian demigod, being played by a Caucasian male? Well, if you had a problem with any of those three, and you don't have a problem with this, I gotta give you the side eye. Was this casting choice made because they were fearful that calling an Asian actor or portraying an Asian character as the Ancient One might conjure up stereotypical imagery or uncomfortable imagery? Okay, if that's the case, maybe I can see that, but I personally think this is a far cry from Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is an empowered character who is bequeathing a white male with knowledge that, although fictitious, has his DNA in the Far East. So I just find it problematic that we have to see a Eurocentric actress portray that part. Okay, let me just calm down for a sec. Okay, I think this is very cool, even though he's in silhouette. I do love seeing the classic circular glass pane of window with the symbol in the window frame of his Greenwich Village Sanctum Sanctorum. That's very cool. The trailer itself, like I said, we don't really get much insight into Doctor Strange, more of Stephen Strange, but it was also kind of weird because I felt like initially I was watching the trailer for Inception 2, because you have all of these flipping landscapes, and there was a shot of a hallway that reminded me of the hallway in Inception where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is floating and fighting or something of that nature. Visually, it was pretty stunning. From a superhero standpoint, we really didn't get that much. What we have gotten hasn't been all that impressive to me, but I'm going to wait and see. The last thing I'll say is, if you don't have a problem with this, I can only hope and pray that when they cast Shazam, Melissa McCarthy gets to read for the part of the Ancient Wizard. And that's the martini. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.